Welcome back to Studio One Vintage Guitars, New Zealand's home of vintage guitars. We're back on the vintage train, people. We have this wonderful D-45 with us. It's a 1973. We had this brought to us by an Australian that lives here in New Zealand, and he has connections with Jackson's Rare Guitars back in the day. He has owned this guitar for, I think he was saying, around about 20 years. It's a D-45, so it has been well loved, well played. It's got a few kind of repairs here and there. It has definitely been used, not abused, and it's a wonderful example of a D-45 from this era. So I'll just say we have brand new Cova Martin nickel strings, the Lux strings on here. It has a really nice clear and clarity sound. So we'll just do some of the songs that we usually do. So it sounds exceptionally good between here and the 12th fret. We have a bit of issue with the neck. Well, it's not really an issue, it's just the neck has been reset. It seems that there was a kind of a crack here. You have the standard kind of crack down the side of the neck. It's all been repaired, but really once you get past the 14th fret, the fretboard extension's kind of raised up a little bit. So it's not a perfect guitar straight out of the factory, but between the first 12 frets, it just sounds beautiful and open. Let's do a bit. So just to go over the specs of this, at first when I saw this I was thinking it was a German spruce top. You may have heard about these kind of early D-45s in the early 70s, that they, some of them use German spruce. Upon looking at it today, I've looked at it as very, very fine Sitka spruce. I would say I haven't seen a Sitka spruce top like this. I've maybe seen something similar on modern day customs, but the spacing here is about your kind of nominal Sitka spruce bracing. So it's, you know, say kind of 2 to 3 mil wide. And then once you get out to here, it gets to some cases closer than a mil. Closer, that's 1 millimeter. So it's very, very fine, straight all the way. There doesn't seem to be any kind of knots in the top as well. So this was obviously a pick of the very, very best that they had back then. What I found interesting about this guitar is observing the East Indian rosewood and looking at the pattern on it and looking at how tight the grain is and then comparing that to modern East Indian. My takeaway is that East Indian rosewood, even to this day, is still very, very high quality. This back and sides looks very much like back and sides that I've seen on custom shop Martins of East Indian rosewood. Another cool thing about these guitars is I found this out recently from a Martin employee, but the pearl on this is real pearl. It hasn't been laminated. Apparently the newer pearl on D45s is laminated. So my guess is that it means it kind of comes pre-ready to be cut up and placed in. So this stuff colors in a different way over time. It kind of gets this almost goldish look to it. And you know, there's all sorts of people debating about, you know, does the pearl make a difference? I'm in the camp that says yes, it does. It seems to make a very big difference. To me, it adds clarity to the whole guitar. It seems to make the guitar just a little bit brighter, a little bit clearer in some way. So what else can I tell you about this? It's got quite, I'd say it's got like kind of a nominal C neck, so it's larger than a modern low profile, but it's a very good shape. We have a strap button here, so it's been played standing up. We have very little buckle rash. We have a little bit of buckle rash back here, but that's it's minor. It hasn't been played by a cowboy that's too bad. We've had a split in the top here, and we've had two cracks here as well. These have all been cleated. I think there's 2 cleats here and here. What else can I tell you? It's got a replacement saddle, so it's just got kind of like an aftermarket saddle. The binding has also been replaced, but we have the original binding with the guitar. It has the Grover barrel tuners on the back. We have the CMF Martin and Pearl on top. And what else does it have? It has the big diamond inlay. It's had a refret at some point, and I think whoever did the neck, the fret work was a little bit of a muppet. Nothing terrible, but whoever got pried up these frets left some potholes. So they're very minor, but upon inspection you can see that this guitar's been worked on, and as a lot of these guitars that they were worked on by people that had, were skillful but weren't, in the mindset of leave the guitar as they found it. That's just a reality of the repair work. Like if you go online and look at any of George Gruen's stories about what repair work used to be back in the day, they didn't do repair work. I've heard crazy stories of guitars going back to Martin, the neck needed to come off. So apparently what a guy would do is he would basically get a soldering iron, stab it in here to melt it, and then he would cut this part of the neck off. He'd just go and just cut it off like a bandsaw and then start again. Yeah, like real, if you look in the latest Martin history, there's all these great stories of just like, hilarious stories about Martin. I'm just segueing now. The best story is about this guy called Butcher Black, and George told me these stories and was telling them to Dick Boak. And basically Butcher Black was a butcher of Martin guitars. Like, oh, I've got a D18, but I don't like the neck on it, so I'm going to get the neck off my my O18, and I can put the O18 on the Dreadnought because I like that neck instead of that one. So apparently he ended up just kind of like smashing with a hammer because it wasn't going to fit because there were different size necks and everything. So that's the kind of stories you can find on the internet of what people have been doing in the past. But this guitar is a very, very beautiful player. I'm going to put it into open D now. Pay a little tribute to a great guitarist. I feel like this is going to be a 10 points game. So which of you connoisseurs out there know which guitarist I'm paying tribute to now? Vigilante man, have you seen that vigilante man? I've been hearing his name all over the land. All right, comments below. It's out of tune, but that's song's Vigilante Man. If you can find the video I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wicked, wicked bit of slide guitar playing. So anyway, we're going to leave it there on this wonderful D-45. It's really special to actually get a D-45 kind of closer to the era, the golden era of D-45s. Yeah, very excited to see what this guitar does. I've only really played it a little bit, so my personal enjoyment of it is playing slide on it. It just seems with the action, the way the guitar sounds, it's just the perfect one. So if you're a slide guitarist and you want a D-45, this is the one for you. But anyway, we're going to leave it here. So my name's Nick Brightwell. Thanks to Josh Thomas behind the camera. Thanks to Ed Castello behind the sound. Thank you to all of you for watching. I really appreciate all you guys that are commenting all the time and leaving us good, nice messages. Always a pleasure, never a chore. See you next time. Have a good time. Cheers.